Welcome to Season 8 of the Vet S.O.S podcast. Remember, don't drown in the sea of transition. Grab the Vet S.O.S Lifeline. Today, we're sitting down with a veteran in this community who has been helping transitioning service members for years and doing an outstanding job of it. Can't wait to jump into the story. Season 8, Keith. It's hard to believe it's been Season 8. It seems like we just started Season 7. How you doing
Right.
today?
I'm good, man. I mean, season 8 also, I think it means either we're actually helping some people, or nobody's just found the off switch yet, but I'm just rolling with it. So no, it's great to be here. It's great to see that we're still on the air, and I'm looking forward to kicking off season 8 with this group too, because I've had a few crosses and paths with them, and no, they're an amazing organization, and I'm looking forward to getting to some good conversation.
Absolutely. And thank God we're not sponsored by somebody to actually get kicked off the air, huh?
Right.
But hey, we're willing to accept sponsorship, so we'll throw that out there. All right, so let's
Right.
jump right into this. We got today we're sitting down with Jordie Kern, founder of the Seven Eagle Group. He's always admired those who raised their hand to serve. His dad, his grandfather, and many close friends, but he never did, and that's something he's always wished he could change. That sense of wanting to honor their sacrifice led him to found Seven Eagle Group and to dedicate his career to helping veterans launch meaningful civilian careers. Through Seven Eagle Academy, they work with hundreds of transitioning service members each week, helping them build confidence, develop skills, and connect directly with hiring companies. Seven Eagle Group also leverages SkillBridge, allowing companies to test drive veteran talent risk-free while the military covers their salary, creating a win for both sides. Helping veterans succeed, strengthening companies, and honoring service is his purpose, mission, and his why. I absolutely love that. Jordie, how you doing today?
All right. I love that intro. Thank you, Sean and Keith, for having me, guys. And 8 years, holy moly. That's very impressive. And so thank you, guys. I know you do such a tremendous job for this community, and truly an honor to be here today with you guys and have a little chat.
Well, we're glad you made it. This is one of those organizations. I know I've been on a couple of your podcasts. You guys are doing great things for our community. You've been doing it for a long time. And so many people have, transitioned so much better because of the work you do. And so I'm glad that we're going to be able to share your story and get into it. Before we talk about Seven Eagle Group, let's talk about a little bit more about you and why you wanted to work with veterans. I mean, you gave us a little glimpse there in the bio, but what was there other things that drove you to this?
Yeah, it's a great question. I grew up in the I'm in my late 50s now. I grew up in the 80s, and my dad, like I said, he served.
That was like 10 years ago, right? The
80s when my belt fit me. He never talked about World War II. Like, I was too much of a kid to not ask enough questions, and he just never talked about his experience. I found out a lot about it later on, as grown up in a time for the most part of peace, that nobody was talking about serving in my community, and it just wasn't a topic of discussion. And as I got older, I was like, man, I wish I had that experience. I think I would have really benefited from it. I feel like it just would have been a great path for me. And so I did what other kids do. I started my career, and just had this entrepreneurial bug in me. So I've never really worked for anyone else, and started a bunch of different businesses over those years. And, like other business owners, just struggled to find top talent. And, too many hires would come and go, and they wouldn't really move the needle. And then just one day, everything like changed and clicked for me. I brought on an Army vet, just did the work of like 5 of the other people, right? Put his head down, had grit and toughness and leadership. And that experience just changed my whole perspective on military veterans working for companies in corporate America. And I said, man, I want to pivot. So I pivoted and started Seven Eagle Group. Took me 25 years to sort of find this path, but man, do I love it. I love the opportunity to feel like I'm, helping and giving back in a way, even though I didn't serve. Maybe this is the way that I can do my part. And it's just been an absolutely amazing ride. I wish I came across it earlier in my career, but I think we've, last I counted, about 8,000 vets have
Wow.
sort of gone through our program and launched civilian careers. And we have an amazing team of about 35 of us now. And outside of me and a couple others, the whole team are veterans, which I love. And um, it's just been amazing. I love getting out of bed every morning, and even today, like I'll work today because my wife will say to me, "Why are you working? It's on the weekend." I'm like, "Oh man, this is what I love doing this. I absolutely love it." So anyway,
That's
that's
awesome.
the quick me.
Love it. So, is that your retirement plan on the back wall there? I
The
I
baseball.
asked because I was an avid baseball card collector.
Yeah,
I still have all my stuff, but
that's
like
fun.
my kids never got into it. Like I wanted
I
to like
know.
do that with them, and they never cared about baseball cards.
It was so, a couple months ago, I was down in my basement. I found this box in my little 8-year-old handwriting saying baseball cards. And I was like, oh my gosh, I hadn't opened it since then, since I was probably 7, 8 years old. Right. And just it brought back such memories, and I had thousands of them, and I picked out some of my best. And these are all like the Hall of Famers from like early 70s and stuff. And they make me smile when I look at them. It just reminds me of those days. I have a great Carl Yastrzemski from like 69 there,
Nice.
and I put it into ChatGPT. I'm like, what's this worth? It's like $350, but yours $750. Your edges are all beat up, because we used to like chuck them against the wall and bring them to school. And
Put them in your spokes.
yeah, and the spokes for the
Absolutely.
eye. We did everything. It was fun times.
So just for folks that maybe are unfamiliar, I mean, I've always been intrigued by the name Seven Eagle Group. To me, it invokes actually a few different kind of images in my mind. So how did you like? What's the meaning or the vision behind the name Seven Eagle Group?
It's a great question. I wish I had a good answer for that one. It's like it was my favorite number growing up as a kid, number 7. I used to wear it on my jerseys and stuff. And I wanted something like patriotic sounding, very short, like a short URL. I love the eagle, what that symbolizes. And so that was the reason. I wish I had a better answer for that one, but it was just, I wanted something quick,
Hey,
easy, patriotic.
but
I
it's
love
catchy.
It's
I love the fact that there's like not a huge story to it, because everybody asks me about the title of the show and they're like, "What's the SOS stand for?" I never spelled it out. I just went
yeah.
with SOS. It wasn't some huge secret,
Right.
but it works. Yeah,
It
there's
worked.
things that we can, sharing our stories is a great runoff from it. So
Yep.
I got lucky, I guess. But I love that there was like no plan behind it.
Good stuff.
So tell the folks out there like that. Obviously, they now know where the name came from or didn't come from. But what can they kind of what do y'all do? Like explain to our
Sure.
audience and stuff. Kind of what you
Absolutely.
do for transitioning service members week to week. What does it look like from their side of the screen?
You got it. So we're really unique. I don't think there's anyone else doing what we do. So we run a live academy every day called Seven Eagle Academy. We're on Zoom for 5 hours every weekday. And during those sessions, we have 2 Zoom rooms. So it's really like 10 hours of live programming. So the first room, we call it Foundations. And this is for SkillBridgers, vets, mill spouses. It's open for free to anyone who wants to join us. But we have yesterday we had about 250 people participating. Most of them are transitioning, but like I said, we're trying to build the veteran and mill spouse side as well. But we had about 250 people on Zoom. So it's like 10 pages when you're Zoom. You see, the pictures never stop, which is cool. And the first room, we call it Foundations. And that's where we are, we're helping the transitioning vet and the vet just figure out what they want to do. In my decade plus of working in this space, there's no bigger problem than the guy getting out of the military and just taking the first job that comes their way and not really thinking about, what do I love? What is going to fire me up every day? If I'm pivoting and doing something else, what are those options? And aiming big and having that confidence to just say, man, I served, I did so much for our country. I deserve an amazing next act. And in my experience, too many people don't pick the right path for themselves, whatever that is, whether they want to be a bigwig in corporate America or whether they want to work at home, work in an office, work in one industry over another. They just pick the wrong path for them. And when that happens, I feel like the wheels can start to fall off, because that's when you see vets getting fired and quitting and prematurely, like in their first year, being out of work. And I think the worst is being uninspired, like just hating what you do every day. There are too many crappy jobs in America. And I just hate to see vets go down that path, because when that happens, they, other problems can surface when you're not when you're not getting any joy out of your corporate or your career, and you're not getting paid what you should be getting paid. You don't like your boss, the culture. So we spend a lot of time trying to help them figure out where they want to go, and then we back into that career, and then we teach them all about networking and interviewing and building a great LinkedIn page. And then after that first week, then they advance to our Zoom room we call Connections. And that's where we invite about 20 executives from corporate America to come in. And it's like a career fair every day. So we have, I think last week, I think we had Netflix, Disney came in, American Airlines, we have drone companies, real estate, construction, music, sports. We try to get a variety each week of all different executives at all different levels, civilians, vets, and they're just talking about what they do. This is what it's like to work at ESPN, and they can talk about, uh, open jobs they might have for our guys. And during that time, the our student is hopefully saying, oh man, I would love to do that. And then once they figure out what path is going to be best for them, then the third part of this is, we call it OJT. So the on the job training. So then we say, okay, you want to work in sports? What do you want to do in sports? Well, I want to work in the football industry. Okay, let's go find a company in football and let's get them to give you some OJT so you can kick the tires on that path while you're still in SkillBridge. Make sure this aligns with what you want, your professional goals. And we are, like it's something like 85-90% of the time the vet gets in there and they have the same experience like I had when I hired my first vet years ago, is they just kick ass and they outwork everyone else. They prove that they belong. And then that OJT converts to a permanent position if both sides like the match. So that's us in a nutshell what we do. And it's awesome. It's a lot of fun. And also it's this sense of like community, like everyone's helping each other. It's not the sort of, the industry now of getting a job. I can't stand it. It's like everything's based on this stupid resume, which I hate. Like I hate that people are judging the vets on a sheet of paper, right? Because there's so much more to everyone. When you get face to face, even on a video call like this with someone, you see like the vets are different, cut from a different cloth than the typical job applicant. So that's what, by building this community, it keeps them engaged, it keeps them fired up and excited, and they help one another. And I think it makes for a really smart way to get somebody to their next career.
I love that. And that's truly amazing. The numbers, the number of people you have coming through those
Coming in
rooms
every
on a
day. I know.
daily basis is
That's why we have
absolutely
35
amazing.
of us. Yeah, it's like a Broadway production every day. We're like juggling, it's a lot of work to get it all organized, but we have an amazing team and led by Tyler Grant and Matt Olson and Chad Walters and Ernie Smith. These guys do just amazing work to keep everything running every day and keep everyone organized and happy and on their way.
So how do people get involved in this then? Is it something where they
Yeah.
got to sign up through the website and go through anything with you guys? Like how's all that happen?
Yeah. So any transitioning service member who wants to do SkillBridge who's not approved for anyone, this is open to everyone. Vets, mill spouses, just go to 7eagle.com, the number 7, the word eagle.com, and you'll see a enrollment form right there. Just fill that out. For the service members, once you fill that out, you'll get a training plan and an offer letter right on the screen there. It creates immediately, and then you would just give that to your commanding officer to get approval to do your SkillBridge with 7 Eagle. It's not binding. There's no contract. You can change your mind, but the more time you can get, the better. And whether you have 30 days or you get 120 days, whatever you get will help you. And even if there are a lot of people, unfortunately, who are not getting approved for SkillBridge, and if that happens, just please come join us as well whenever you can, whenever you have free time, because don't let that stop your career from getting to where you need to be.
That, we could do a whole nother show just on the SkillBridge piece of
I
it.
know. Yeah.
There's so many changes still coming out, and I
Yeah.
really hope that they figure this out, because I think
I
it's a
know.
tremendous opportunity for veterans, especially the longer you serve. Having that opportunity to spend a couple months, in some sort of civilian role, making that transition is just so huge. And I really hope that they don't, kill it altogether, and they don't, there's just so much going.
You know why it's a great thing, because from the other standpoint, like the hiring manager or the company's side, it's competitive to get hired in corporate America for the great jobs. I'm not talking about the mediocre ones. You can get those, but I'm talking the good ones where that'll get our vets on good paths where they can make the money they need and the responsibility. Those jobs are competitive. And what SkillBridge does is it eliminates all the risk for the hiring authority. Right now, recruiting is nothing but risk, right? Because these hiring authorities are getting ChatGPT written resumes, right? The average job in America gets 240 applicants, and that's increasing like crazy. You go to a brand name company like Lockheed or Google or Facebook, you add a couple zeros to that. But so imagine all of these resumes coming in, and every one of them looks like a superstar because ChatGPT is going to line it up perfectly. So it's hard. It's super hard to hire today. What SkillBridge does is it eliminates all that risk. It says, wait, I can get somebody who's got 20 years in the Army or the Marine Corps or 10 years or 40, whatever, who's got these foundational skills that poise them for success, that get them ready for success, all the leadership, the mission focus, the discipline. And I don't have to pay this person for a month, 2 months, 3 months while I sort of kick the tires on this relationship. It eliminate, and this is what allows us to have people today working at, the Texas Rangers, at, we have one Army, it was an Army colonel came to us. He's like, what do you want to do for your career? He's like, oh my God, I am so depressed. I don't want to be in front of a computer. I'm like, come on, man, what do you want to do? He goes, I want to go fishing every day. He was just joking, right, with me. I was like, we got you. He's now like a fishing tour guide up in Montana. He's taking tourists out on the river. And I love that wouldn't happen if they were just vets going for these jobs. It would be much harder to get the companies to open the door to them. But because it eliminates the risk, especially the financial risk, and more importantly, gets the company an opportunity to see them in action, doing their job. And then you do that for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months, like we got a superstar, we got to hire this guy, or, hey, we're not aligned. And that's okay too,
Yeah, I live very heavily in the SkillBridge realm and the recruiting realm in my
There you
day
go.
job. So
Yeah.
I feel the pain for sure. I just so many times I want to reach through the screen and choke
Yeah.
a commander for not for either restricting or disapproving. But that's a whole, like Sean, that's a whole other topic. So for our service members out there, that are listening, especially for the SkillBridge folks, that are getting ready to get out, are going to be, I'd say, anytime in the next 2 years getting out. Because you've seen hundreds, obviously, maybe probably thousands of people come through now. Like, what would you say is the biggest mindset shift that vets need to make when they move from the military structure to the corporate world?
Great question. I would say go into this transition with the confidence that you are desperately, desperately needed in corporate America. There is a huge talent gap, huge. I don't care what anyone says. Companies need great workers. Otherwise they can't grow, right? I was on the phone last night helping a 20-year Army helicopter pilot. And he's getting out and he starts I'm like, what do you want to do? He starts the conversation like this. This is a guy with 20 years experience with leadership, all the great stuff that comes with 20 years. Well, I want to make a pivot into be a operations director. And I know I've never really done that before. Right. And he's talking like he sounds like a college grad who hasn't started working yet. He goes, I know they're gonna have to take a gamble on me, but I was like, wait, stop. You have so much value to companies. It's just having this confidence that companies need them, man. They are in demand. They need to know how to package their story from whatever they did in the military. How do you sort of civilianize that story? Because the reality is 97% of the time you're going to be evaluated by a civilian on the other end who has just a very bare bones understanding of what you guys went through in the service, right? And you need to connect the dots for them. And once those dots are connected, it makes it a much smoother path. And this guy left we were on the phone for an hour and he left. He's like, oh my gosh, I am so excited now. Like it sort of changed his viewpoint on what's next for him. And now he got excited. He was thinking big. He's like, yeah, man, if I could work in this type of that would be awesome. And I'm like, you got that, man. You got it. Those jobs go to someone, and these hiring authorities love, for the most part, they all love the veteran profile. It excites them, but they need to understand, yeah, if you were a mechanic working on tanks or on trucks or tanks or whatever, and you're now going for a project manager job or a sales rep job, you got to tell them why. You can't have them like evaluate you, say, oh, so you turned wrenches. Is that all you did? Like, that's not the story. The story is much bigger. So anyway, that's what I would say, Keith. It's just getting them fired up that, hey, whoever's going to hire me, they're going to be like, they should feel like they won the lottery. That's what they're getting with me. And if they have that sort of posture, that's when the other side's like, oh, this man or woman, they're special. We got to bring them on.
I love that. And it's a mindset, and the fact that you guys aren't only providing services and training and what have you, you're also serving as cheerleaders, which I think is a big deal. We don't see a lot of organizations that act as much like cheerleaders as maybe they should, because there's a lot of organizations, private companies that love veterans, are veteran friendly, veteran ready. But then there's also those that don't understand the veteran at all. So trying to balance that and then, getting both sides to understand what they're getting into and what have you. And because there's so much to the culture but yeah, I love the fact that you guys are acting more like cheerleaders in that sense and really getting them to buy into themselves, because we bring so much to the table.
Right. And it doesn't have to be the big corporate job everyone thinks of. Like, we helped a woman who wanted to be a cheese farmer in Wisconsin. We're like, let's go. Let's do that. Come on. Because I know if we put her like behind a desk, that's not serving her. And I don't care if she wants that career path, whatever it pays, whatever, like, let's support that and let's champion that. Because I know she'll live a much happier life if she's doing what she loves every day. Right. Everyone's life, we go through ups and downs. It's challenging. It's hard. We run into, hurdles. Nobody escapes that stuff. But I know if we can get people in a career path that at least she loves the work and the mission of that industry, it'll make those hard times much easier to get through, Anyway, so that's what we try to do. Some people want to man, I worked 20 years. I've been away from my family, my kids. I want to be at home. I want more of like a chill career. If I could make 50 grand, I'm good. Like something I could just not think about at 5 o'clock. And let's do that. Let's support those people who want that path, Then others want to, hey, I want to make 300 grand my first year. And so everyone's different and unique. And you just have to sort of, like you said, Sean, you got to be that cheerleader, that coach, that mentor to really help them figure out what's going to be best for them. And once they do, that's when they start lighting up, and that's when they give. And what the the best part too is they interview 10 times better, right? I was helping a woman who from the I think Marine Corps, who I'm like, what do you want to do? She's like, oh, I want to be an accountant. I'm like, why? And she couldn't like answer, like she couldn't give me a good reason. I'm like, this has to be a passion for you because you're not going to interview well. If you just, if I'm not a hiring manager and I sense it's just a job to you, you're one of 1,000 applicants and somebody's going to be better than you on paper. I go, what do you love to do in your free time? She goes, oh, well, every second of the day, I'm when I'm not serving or I'm mountain biking. I'm like, let's go what about being an accountant at like Trek or Schwinn or whatever? I want to buy a bike. And then she's like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. And if we can get her to an interview with Trek, it's a slam dunk. Cause then she's like, oh my God, this is when I heard I could work at Trek. This was awesome. I love mountain biking. I just did a race last week. Right. Those are the people who get hired, you know, the ones who have that excitement, that passion for the job. And then they sort of forget, oh, wait, these ridiculous requirements that companies say, well, you must have 12 years of civilian experience, a college degree, this cert, this, that stuff goes by the wayside when they feel that passion, like that person who's going to run through a wall for their business, you know?
Before we close out, I just want to really highlight the mindset of Seven Eagle Group. You know, it frustrates me to no end when organizations like just everything's no. They always look for the no. They never look for the yes. And you guys have this out of the box mindset, you know, to help people find their passion. And if you can align passion with what you do, you know, like you said, you're going to interview better. You're going to be a better employee. You're going to bring more to the table because your heart's in it. I mean, I love the mindset. I absolutely love it. One quick question before, you know, Keith takes us out. Is there a timeline? So like, say I transitioned 3 years ago, and if I decide I wanted to do something else, can I still come to Seven Eagle Group and go through a program, you know, and spouses and what have you?
100%. We have a guy in our class right now. His name is Free Hall. Just an amazing guy who, because sometimes like there's so many things that have to align to get that job you want. And sometimes it doesn't work on the timeline or the speed we all want it to. And just things happen. And he became a vet and in between jobs. And he's been coming every day for like 3 weeks to our academy and just meeting people. And he's like a master networker now, and he's got opportunities. And he just yesterday, he said he thinks he's got a really good one. Somebody came in and saw like what this guy brings to the table. And so, yeah, there's no, you know, come as much as you want, you know. At the bottom of 7eagle.com, every day we list the daily schedule, and there's just a link that shows you how to get into the room. But yeah, we encourage everyone to come. We'd love to have you guys come and we call it mentor sessions during that Zoom. You guys come in and talk about, you've done it before, Sean, but come in and talk to the group about, hey, what it's like to put on a podcast. What are your experiences have been in this space? Because we want to expose them to all different opinions, you know, because sometimes something I say clicks with them. Sometimes someone else says something that'll click. So we'd love to have you guys come in and share your stories with our students as well, and promote the amazing work that you guys do at S.O.S to the group and get you guys some more subscribers. We'd be honored.
That'd be fantastic. And I'll take any opportunity we can to spread the word, you know.
I'll send it.
Actually, I'm gonna get with you offline for sure.
You got it,
because I'm already brainstorming something. But so we do have to wrap this up. We are at time, but I always like to close with 2 questions. And Sean took my outro question. So I'm just going to wing one, which is, because again, I live in the same space as you in a lot of ways. Because I hear this answer all the time. I'm like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And the one answer I love to hear the most is, I want to be a leader.
Yeah.
So to those folks, what would you say to help them drill down on that? And 2, how do people get in touch? You've already talked about 7eagle.com, but how do people get in touch with you or the organization to support them as well? So those are the 2.
Yeah. So first to get in touch with us, 7eagle.com. If you want to reach out to me, I'd love to connect on LinkedIn. I'm the only Jordie Kern on LinkedIn, so please reach out to me. Um, uh, and that's usually the best way. And then what do I want to be when I grow up?
Well, the generic answer of I just want to be a leader. Like I love
Yeah,
leadership. I want to be a leader.
yeah,
I get that one all the time.
yeah, yeah.
So what would you say to those folks?
Go for it, man. Go for it. There's so much opportunity to lead in corporate and whatever area that is. Listen, sometimes the job that we have to take is maybe not our dream job. It's like, hey, I need a job and this is the money. But what we encourage people to do is like, hey, just double up, man. Find what is your passion. You want to go, work with animals and dogs. Go work it on the weekends at your local ASPCA or something. But try to keep keep something in your life that excites you, that fires you up, that gets you ready to like I said, to jump out of bed every day and get after it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, there's I get so excited when we help vets get down that path that excites them, and it's not easy. It requires work and effort on everyone's part and their part to figure it out. But man, there's so many opportunities for our military, and corporate America needs more great people. So
no, this is what y'all are doing is incredible. Like I said, I'm gonna get with you offline for sure, and we're gonna have a discussion. But until then, on behalf of the entire Vet SOS family, we want to thank everyone for joining us today. Jordie, thank you so much for coming on and sharing what all the amazing things that Seven Eagle Group is doing. It's always great having everyone along for the ride. Don't forget to check out all of our other episodes and keep coming back for more stories, insight, and support from the Vet SOS Group. If you enjoyed this episode, give us a follow, share the show, tell a friend or two. Talk your battle buddies, fire team, shipmates, and wingmen that flotation device they need in transition so no one drowns in the sea of transition. And as always, grab the Vet SOS Lifeline.